Alrighty, good morning, Optimus. Today is Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. We're starting the stream a little bit early today. I may start starting the streams earlier and earlier because honestly, I don't know. 7:30 sometimes starts feeling late. Um, there was a specific reason why back in the past I would start these at 7:30, but that reason I don't know if it really exists anymore. So I might starting them at the market open at like 6:30 or something like that, maybe a little bit before. But yeah, all right, y'all. Uh, I've been watching the futures market. I did take some stock trades this morning. What up, Tiny? Good to see you. I did take some stock trades this morning. Got two trades on GDC for 5% gain in my cash account. So pretty happy about that. I don't know what GDC is doing right now. It crashed on the trade that I got out on, which I got out with profit, which is nice. So we'll have to. I may take a look at that and see what's up. But as far as the futures markets go, it's kind of trending a little sideways, a little downward. Let's go ahead and pop that up on the screen. Boop 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 boop. All right, here we go. Bloop bloop. All right, so taking a look at book maps, we're down to 4505, which has been a little bit of a support zone for this. For the ES, you can see here we bounce a little bit here. We may bounce here, but also if I go back a little bit, we did have a bounce right there off that same 45 area, and you can see it's taking a look at the actual chart. This whole section right about here, I'm gonna put it right down here on the lower one, has been kind of bouncing. I don't want to take a trade right there, and you can see we bounced off 4,500 as the low in the pre-market. Very much on the decline. The TTM is stacking upwards, but we do have this 5,200 moving average crossover pushing this down. And so I would not feel comfortable going long on this until maybe we get like a 9, 12, 26 crossover on the 1 minute chart and take a long trade off that. But if we were to do so, I'd be looking at VWAP or the 200 moving average as the resistance zone. Currently, this is negative 2.1, 2.2 on the TTM. I'm in a brand new evaluation, so I've not taken a single trade in this eval, and we're going to take it a little slow. Try not to overtrade, which is somewhat of a tendency of mine. If I pull this out on the 10-second chart, the 10-second chart is going to give me a really strong indicator of when the trend reversal begins to happen. And you can see right here on this 5,200 moving average cross to the downside on the 10-second chart, there's a really strong move to go short on as well. And if we're taking a look at this as far as the distance between the 50 and the 200, it's almost about $4 difference, about $3.75 difference or so between these two. I'd have to do the math to make it right, but roughly about $3.75 between the 50 and the 200, which is kind of a long way off for a long move. We got our low there at 4,500. So no trades for me yet. This could be one of the things where it ends up being like closer to 7:30 where we get that volume push and I take a trade off that, but I guess we'll wait and see. As far as the range on the day goes, I think 5 to 7 ticks seems pretty reasonable. I might stick with 5. What's that, $150? I'm gonna go for like 7. Let's see, 4505. About 36. Yeah, I think 7 ticks should be plenty, because that's over an 8 tick move. That's about an 8 tick move, so 7 might be fine. I'll just wait for the setup though. And that was a little over 8 tick drop. Back down to 45.05. And we're looking at 940 or so to about 375 difference, maybe closer to 350 on those two. What up, Kevin? Good to see you. Good to see you. I finally found some of that Yogi tea positive energy I was drinking like 6 months ago. I haven't been able to find it for a really long time, and I finally found some. And I'm very, very happy about that. I bought a couple boxes. Because I've been looking for I bought a ton of this in I don't know, fall of last year. Haven't been able to find any. But I found some a couple of days ago. And I was like, let me get a couple boxes of that. It works quite well in terms of actually providing pretty clean energy, which is nice. I don't really get like a crash or like stomach sickness from it like I do with some black teas. Plus you get these nice messages on here. The universe is within you, bright and beautiful. Very much downtrending. Thought that was like an important email. It was actually just like a pitch to try some trading software. Not a lot of action for my strat right now. This is a little bit closer at maybe like 275 area. Let's do the math on it. Let's be 860. Now it's like $3, like exactly. Like 860 and 560 or so. Yeah, 560. Okay. Nice little pop there. Let's take a look at Bookmap real fast. There's a little TTM pop right there, a little cyan pop. I don't want to take it till the actual cross. And that's at 570 versus 827. 827 minus 570. 257 difference. And next one's at 821 minus 575. 246. So we went up by about 11 cents on that. So we could be getting close to a trend reversal here. I'm going to check this 1 minute chart and just see where the 200 moving average is. Still above VWAP. I don't have a crossover, but near about a cyan switch. I'm going to jump back jump back to the 10 second. Bumping into that 200 moving average there. And pulling back down to 45.06, but bouncing off of it pretty quickly. Bouncing off that 9 moving average there. 45.07 or so, actually. $1.85 difference now. So that 257 gap closed pretty fast on the 50 and the 200. If you're looking at like the VWAP or so, you can see 45.09 is a little bit of a resistance, and 45.08. 45.08 has a fair amount of contracts on it. But this is looking good, like more decent for a long. I'm gonna say good, but more and more decent for a long. 35 getting above the 50. That That looks good. There was some pullback here, which is fine. I'm looking for this crossover, the red and the green. We may not get it. It may just end up rejectioning. 9 dipping below 12. That doesn't look good for a longer term move. And you can see the TTM slowing down here. My eyes have been dealing with allergies a bunch lately. For the last couple of days or so. One second, Shell. I'm gonna mute out. All right, we're getting really close to this reversal here. I appreciate you hanging with me while I muted out there. About $1.25 away from this now. Looks like we have room up to about 45.11. I'm like tempted to take it early. We got the TTM there, but no cross yet. I'm tempted to take it a little early because we might get like just a big rip up. A lot of times when I take it early, though, it does come back on me in a bad way. 9 looks like it's trying to get above the 12. 45.11, looking pretty strong right there. Distance now about 75 cents. Don't want to take it early. Try not to take it early. If it rips without me, then I guess it might, but I might feel a little FOMO. But I don't want to take it early because a lot of times these anticipation, like if I take it early, sometimes we just get a big drop down, and I just don't want to end up in that boat. Let's pull back to 725 and immediately bounce to 825. I think that we're going to push to 45.11. I'm going to join the bid here. I missed the entry. Might get another shot at it. It did move early.
Order filled.
Enter long at 875. I hope it's not too high. Looking for an exit at 1050. Again, 11 is where a lot of these contracts are sitting. So I entered before the cross. I'm getting a little pullback. I'm in 3 contracts. I'm looking for volume to push up to, like up towards a VWAP, up to this 11 here, 45.11. There's the crossover on the 10-second chart. I would look for this to have been my entry anyway. So I think my entry is not bad, all things considered. I want this TTM to somewhat switch here since we got this cross. I'd like to see that push happen. There's a lot of contracts sitting there at 925. Just showed up. Heart's pounding a little bit because we're still a little bearish on the day here. The more these diverge, the better chance this trade has. Those contracts got taken off there at 9:25 or so. And that's too much pullback amount.
Order filled.
Loss of almost 400 on that. Wow. I bet this comes right back up. Kind of surprising that drop there after that cross. This is very much not common to have that not play. It's very, very opposite of what that situation normally is. 1579 available on the trailing max. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look at this 20-second chart here. Turns out the 20-second actually got the crossover before the 10. Did it? No, it didn't. It's a really long way off. That's too bad. I'll have to take another stab at it. 7:15 right now. Again, I'm looking for that 7:30. I feel like at 7:30 we're gonna get a long push. I don't want to say that. I feel like at 7:30 we're gonna get a volume push. I don't know about a long push, but a volume push. That was quite the drop there off that. Kind of a bear trap, if you will. Not based off the flag that normally comes down or comes through, but still a little bit of a bear flag with bear trap with the TTM up here and then the 10-second cross. So it's okay. We'll find another op. 10-second might not be the chart to trade today for me. Some days is my best chart though. So I guess the trade really would have been on the 1 minute side on the TTM switch right there. So that really would have been the trade to take. Pretty surprised that didn't pull its way up to 45.11, where you can see a lot of those contracts were sitting. I'm pretty surprised on that, but I'm not overly surprised. As you can see the buyer and seller difference here. We're looking at about 7,000 more sells than buys, really giving it that sort of bearish feel on the day. And now pulling down to 45.02. This is about to test lows. So that really rejected off of the 50 moving average there. I don't hate that trade. I think I did everything right. I just didn't. It was about a 10-tick loss. I don't hate that trade because I feel like I did what I was supposed to do. I could have cut it a little faster, but outside of that, I feel like I did the right things about what I was supposed to do. So I'll need about 12 ticks on 3 contracts in order to get back into green or just break even. This is pulling back up. Wow, big reversal all the way back up to almost our entry point. Crazy. That bounced off 45.02 all the way up to 45.06. I mean, that was a massive move just right there. And in not a lot of time either. Gonna look for a pullback to like 45.05, 45.06 or so. And then maybe take a move off that. It's been a couple of days since I've traded futures actively in eval. I've been trading in the in paper, which is not nearly as responsive, so it's a little more enticing, if you will, or a little more palpitative. I don't know how you want to put it, but something. 45.08, 75, 45.09 looks like the area that we may push up to. I'm going to take a long here, see if I can get in at 650. No entry. Cut that. I think that move's going to play. Range of like from 550 or so up to 9. I'm gonna check this 1 minute chart, see what's going on here. TTM's back at cyan. There's a crossover again there. Wow. Guess I could have kept that trade on at about like 650 or something was the entry, the intended entry. TTM scaling backwards on this cross here. .79 on the TTM 1 minute side on this 9/12/26 crossover, running into the 50 moving average. Last time we did, we dropped pretty heavily. So now I have some hesitancy about it. I'm gonna check this 20-second chart to see where we are in regards to a crossover. I think this 20-second chart is gonna be the real one to watch, because I think that's gonna actually really show this trend reversal. Come on, load TTM. Jeez. Super slow. 925, it did end up popping up to that 925 area. That 650 entry would have been a rock solid entry for an exit at 9 or 925 or so, which could have put us back at about break even on the day, back at 0 or so. .20-second TTM's at 3.5. Damn, really missed that move. This is what I was looking for with that first move. .4 on TTM with a green dot, above the 50 moving average on the 1 minute side. So, wow, a lot of red up here. So, resistance at 45.10, 12, and like 12.50. Strong resistance at 45.10. I should say a large amount of contracts sitting there. About 600 contracts at 45.10. So this could push this down. TTM now at 1.5, breaking above the 50 moving average and above the past TTM on the 1 minute side. 9 and 9, 12, and 35 are all still below the 50. Watch this 20-second chart here for a second. A little miffed that I missed that move off 650. running into that resistance there at 45.10 where all those contracts are. Those contracts have now dissipated, and now we're looking at 45.12 to about 45.13. 12 to 13, you can see fair amount of contracts up there, about 1,500 to 2,000 contracts. Pretty miffed about that move. Oh well. There'll be more moves available today. Like I said, I just sort of had this inkling about a 7:30 trend reversal, but I keep calling it a volume push because I don't want to. I'm a little hesitant to like make predictions about where the market may or may not go. Of course, that's all we're doing as traders, but. Pushing past 11 there. Do we have room up to 15 now?
Order filled.
It's a good move off, somewhat off the high there. Try to chase it.
Order filled.
Did work out. Made about $100 on that. Still down 295 on the day. Look for a pullback to the VWAP of 45.11 or so. I don't know if we'll get it. It looks like we're just going to keep on ripping up. I'm going to stick with like a 3 tick move and just do a couple of scalps instead of going for larger trades. 45.15 going to be that move there. And there's the pullback off of it. This 20-second is setting up. It's about $1 away, a little less than $1. And a lot of sell-off right here. Massive sell-off right there. Gonna jump to Bookmap. I want to check the seller, buyer-seller distribution. About 5,000 contracts now difference. And there's that pullback to the VWAP. And we'll see if we drop below. We already did a little bit. But that doesn't mean that this move is done. I definitely wish that I had gotten a little bit more on that from that like 650 zone. I mean, this moved up about $8. I mean, that's a very, very large move. You can see this 1 minute was about 6,800 contracts, mostly sells. And it really just ran into the 200 moving average there. So we're likely to get some sell off here. And then we'll take another push towards the VWAP, more than likely. Coming up on 7:30, we're about 3 minutes away. And this sold off about $5 to $6. TTM's down at 2.7. And let's take a look at Bookmap. So I think we can if we can push through the VWAP, there's not a lot of contracts down here. It's really up above VWAP that you see larger sets of contracts, like at 1250 and at 14. I'd be hesitant on that 200 moving average though at 1250. TTM's at 2.6 on the 1 minute side. We pulled back down to 875. Let's see if we've gotten downward cross. We have not on the 10 second. So this 20-second really is the next one that looks like it has a setup forming. In terms of the 912, or sorry, not the 912, the 5200 cross, as well as like a red yellow on TTM, may give us a push back up towards VWAP at 4510. How y'all doing? Green, red, purple. So we're red slightly on the day, on our first day of the eval at the moment. About red 295-ish. I think it's slightly more than that. More like 296. So I'm going to look for that red and yellow on the 20-second chart. I think that's going to be a decent indicator for at least a scalp, like a little scalp move. We got this pop above VWAP and then a pull back down below it. Sometimes this gives us a really nice setup for a pushback up through VWAP. But I think I gotta wait for that red yellow. Let's throw bookmap back up there. You see volume sitting here at 4506 and 4504. I don't know if we'll pull back that far. 4506 says more contracts. Those ones off 04 kind of went away. And there's a red yellow on the 22nd there for a second. Not enough to take a move off of yet. I want to wait for like a solid yellow. Not one that's flashing between red and yellow. Also, I really just want to see the 20-second golden cross, which is about $1.13. Nah, less than that. That was a big range on that candle. Let's see, it's at 930 and 856. 74 cents away. And I'll have new info in a second. Okay, so 925 and 851. So it's still 74 cents. It didn't actually close any gap between these two. Could be indicative of more downward push. Big gap between buyers and sellers now. About 6,000 contracts now between the buyer-seller gap. And big drop there. There was a lot of volume at 4506. Yep, no long on that. Straight rejected. This whole move is kind of done now. So that was the 730 volume push bit there. It really started, I think, off this one at 722, and it's been declining since. It is 7:30 right now, or at least a few minutes ago. 7:33. And I sort of just gave up this move. So gonna look for another op. This one was a good move. I just got in it early. It should have been actually this one here. Man, what a rip. Rip up, I should say. Not rip off. Not rip off. At least we cut it reasonably well. I could have cut it better, but I don't think we did too bad with it. Did get a downward cross on the 3-minute side. That doesn't look good for longer term plays. 1.8 on TTM3. Yeah, just bearish on the day. Down about $16. It's not overly down, honestly. We could still test the lows at 4,500 and maybe bounce off that, or just keep on dropping. So, gonna keep my losses small today, and just attempt to work my way into green. Go slow, and I think I should have taken just scalps through the day instead of going for that 3.7, because I think it would have worked at 3.3. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back on the trade, but drop below 4,500 would look crazy. I think it would drop down like quite a few dollars if we drop below 4,500. You can see there's a lot of contracts at 4,500. So with that volume sitting there, we may eventually find our way down there. Right now, 4,505 has kind of been the area of support. Yeah, just hanging out. These push up, a lot of these that have been push ups really looks like it's accumulation for shorts. Contract sitting at 4507 and 4503. Kind of looking at the range there. A little sideways at the moment. And we're back up to about an 8,000 buyer sell gap. TTM going heavy red on 1 minute side. And it's just all bearish from here on out, pretty much. I would say at this point, trend reversal looks more likely at like 9:30 or in the afternoon. I'll be gone by then. $5 gap on the golden cross on the 1 minute side. Only taking 2 trades today. I've only taken 2 trades today. I was a bit miffed I didn't get that entry at 650 here that I was going for. But what are you going to do? Drop down to 4503 and back up to 4505. It's a 12-tick move right there. See some shorts taking profit. And the 200 moving average is declining by about 3 cents per minute, which is a pretty reasonable drop, honestly. Closing a $5 gap. This is in about 166 minutes. But that doesn't account for, which is about 2 to 3 hours, but that doesn't account for the 50 moving average. There was that nice move off about 45.03 up here to 45.06, but that's running into that 200 moving average on the 10-second chart. Might get another push towards VWAP. You can see on the 10-second chart, it's kind of stacking towards another cross to the upside. Of course, it did just recently get the downward cross at about 37.34. So here we are at 741. But it is, the 50 is kind of leveling off and starting to curl upward, while the 200 remains flat. You know, 713 and 571, $1.42 difference. Still $1.42 difference between the two. Now 146, so some gapping, if you will. $53. I wish it would just display the difference between the two. I think it'd be really nice. No particular heavy resistance on either side. There is a fair amount of contracts at 45.04. Sellers still in control. 99 and 7K difference. I got a bug on me. Big surge up there for a second, followed by a downward surge, kind of sideways. And we're here at about 7:45, which is usually a pretty strong push time. Put a standing entry there at 550, but didn't get the fill. It had already moved past. I was going to go for a 550 up to 650, but it already moved. This is 7:45 right now. I'm going to check this on the 1 minute side and see what the jam is here. We did get a red-yellow swap here on TTM. I'm running up into that 50 moving average. Probably going to see some volume push right now at 7:45. Strong time where we often get pushes. We're gonna pull back to like 45.07 or so. Look for that entry. 591 and 691, about $1.05 or so difference between the 50 and the 200. TTM's at 1.9 on TTM 10. And you can see some resistance there at 950. So that bounced from 45.06 all the way up to 45.08. Or actually 45.09. So a 12 tick move. I tried to take 4 ticks off of it from 550, but it just needed an entry. Sort of just moved past me. We're declining a little bit on TTM. While this golden cross sets up at 625 and close to 7. Can't really tell exactly where it's at. 694, so about 70 cents in difference there. And we got contracts waiting down at 45.04 and up at 925. It's a $5 range on where a lot of the contracts are sitting.
Order filled.
Join the bid at 45.07. Looking for a push up to 45.08.
Order
There
filled.
we go. We got that. That was a 4 tick trade with 3 contracts. About 150 in profit. Now down 162.72 on the day, and a big drop off that. Grateful that we got that move because we really top ticked that, and it was preemptive from the crosshair. I'm gonna chalk that up. So that, in my own personal, that is 2 things. Number 1, that was a combination of skill and luck, because this could have just as easily only gone up to 775 and pushed way down, and I likely would have cut it down here as it ripped right back up on me. So I'm gonna call that one combination of skill and luck. I don't want to give myself too much credit, just because I'm not trying to have that ego play in. No value in that. We may get a push up here to VWAP yet again. A lot of contracts sitting at VWAP there, about 1,700 in total in order to get there. And this sooner moving average is still stacking up. It's about 40 cents away. This right here kind of scared me a little bit. I feel as if I should have taken this other entry here off 45.07, and I just kind of missed it. I hesitated really because of this massive drop right here. That I was like, wow, is this crossover gonna happen at all? You know, but this is a 7:45 push. Gonna likely push till 8 o'clock. So we may get a good 10 minutes of volatility here, and you can see that we're almost at a cyan switch on the 1 minute side. We're well above the 50 moving average, and we're coming up here to potentially test this 200 moving average right there at 45.12. If we can break through 45.10, this thing's going to rip a bit. There's 10.50. Really just missed it just now. Like I said, I thought that this could come up in test 12. It just happened faster than I could really react to it. I just didn't see enough of a setup other than just joining in just as fast as possible and really just sort of missed it. But there's that golden cross, and we're above VWAP now. A lot of contracts still sitting at 10.25, which is right on VWAP. You can see the book imbalance on Bookmap side. Volume is up above its norm that we've been seeing on the day, and the book imbalance is at 21% or so. 206, about 5K difference in buyer sellers right now. So we're above that VWAP, but still got that 200 moving average up there to contend with. So we may get a couple more push downs. But this gap on the golden cross here closed by about 50 cents. It was a solid $5 or so. Now it's about $4.50, a little less than. But man, I took that. I wish I took that 45.07. I had like a very, very, very fast intuition that said to do so. Just didn't follow it. And kind of regret it a little bit. I'm gonna, for now, say that 45.12 is gonna be the heavy line in the sand, because that's where the 200 moving average is. So I'm gonna take a look at this on the 10-second side, and you can see some decline on TTM. Let's take a look at the 20. No, the 20 just got a 5200 cross. Last time that happened was right here. We got that rip up. I pulled down to 975 and popped up a little bit off that. I just don't like the area right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have any particular confidence in either direction right now. This is so close to VWAP, and we've had so many rejections already. 45.12. That's where that 200 moving average is on the 1 minute side. We seem to be breaking over it. Little flag looking thing there. There was a flag right there that pushed up through that 200. TTM's at 3.6 on the 1 minute side, and the difference is about $4. Now we closed the gap about 30 cents over the last minute, and we'll see where it closes in about 5 seconds to 198. And wow, jumped up about 20 cents or so on the green 50. I'm just a little early on these trades. You can see that right there on that one, because the crossover move on the 1 minute was way more powerful. Will we get a pullback to the VWAP? A VWAP bounce would look quite nice. 45.15 up here. This whole range from about 13, I say 14 up to like 16 or so, is a little heavy in contracts. This needs to get up about $8 more, about 45.20 or so to break even on the day on the ES. You can see the highs up there at 21.50. So we may actually come up and test these highs soonish. TTM's at 4.6. It's a little extended. We don't usually see more than like a 6.0 on the TTM on the ES. There's a lot of contracts sitting at 45.09. And still a 6K difference ish on buyers versus sellers. A lot of contracts at 45.09 and 45.14. And like I said, the TTM is a little extended, so I don't feel comfortable going long here. We're about 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Throwing a marker in there at 1350. And this is sort of rejecting a little bit off the 200. Not as heavy as I would quite expect, but I am expecting some pullback here. Even if we pull back down to the 50 moving average and then bounce off that, that would look really nice. 50 moving average is now at 845 and 200 is at 1195, 855 or so. So what's that? 340 difference or so. 1195 minus 855. Whoops. Yeah, 340. Pulled all the way back down to the 9 moving average. I don't feel comfortable taking that 9 moving average long bounce because the 9 is below the 200. But we did make back some of our losses, so grateful for that. Down about 162 on the day. Would like to be green, obviously, but I'm not going to push. And I think I've done a really great job at not pushing today, so I'm proud of myself for that. Even that loss that we took, I don't think was overly bad, just because I feel like other than cutting it as fast as we could have, I feel like we took a decent trade that ended up setting up about 2 minutes later. We were just early. $45.09 and $45.10 have a fair amount of contracts, as well as 13 through 15, 13.50 through 15. So right now we're kind of in this no man's land, if you will. And still a 6K contract difference between buyers and sellers. So we kind of need for that to fill the difference in order to really get the trend reversal. And like I said, that TTM I felt was a little extended up there at 4.7. We've pulled back down now to 4.5. This did bounce a little bit off the VWAP. It's still running into resistance at that 200 moving average though. $50 still moving up at 882 versus 1192. 1192 minus 882. 310 difference. We closed the gap about 30 cents, and we're very close to the top of the hour, which likely is going to see a volume surge in the next 5 minutes. In what direction, I don't know. Based off the movement, I would guess long, but based off the trend of the day, I could just as easily say short. But I do think that we'll see a volume push within the next 5 minutes. And when I say a volume push, I mean it's something that looks kind of like this, or a big moving candle, big momentum candle in one direction. 887 to 1190 now. That gap is definitely closing. 304. Consolidating in this area is not a bad thing. You can see 1450 has a red line up there on, oh, cleared a little bit. $14.50 is sort of the biggest line of contracts kind of sitting up there. 30 of them just got taken off. There's like 25 to 30 contracts that keep getting taken off and put back on up there at $14.50. T10 is falling down to about 4.0, but now we're getting another push up. Still 6K difference on buyers and sellers. Wow. I've missed a lot of moves today. We've only taken 3 trades. We did have that loss of 375, and we took total profit of 262.50 before fees. I don't know why it says my largest winning trade is 112.50, because I took one trade that was 4 ticks. Unless it counted weird. It did. It did a 2 and 1. Because they filled apart from each other. Wow, that bounced all the way from that like 1050 area all the way up to 1450 zone. It was a nice like 16 ticks. Crazy. So we were watching this right down here, and it's just ripped on up. I just don't care. We did see a lot of contracts sitting there at 1450, which is, you know, kind of where it ended up pushing up to. Now a lot of contracts sitting at 16. Buyer seller difference closed a little bit on the gap. It's about 4K now. 45.16. So we could actually push up towards highs here. The high is at 2150. So hold on to your butts, as Jurassic Park has so eloquently taught us. There's through that 16. That was a lot of contracts, remember, so there's about 300 contracts I filled there. I honestly would like to see a pullback to about maybe the 9 moving average at like 14. Like 45.14 to be a good pullback area. But this was a very nice flag with a really big move attached to it. Now we see contracts sitting at 17 and 19. So that did pull back to about 1450. It's still kind of moving off this. Another flag here. 1 minute side. I just want to see a pullback to the 9. Kind of getting more of those setups on the 10-second chart. We did get that 8 o'clock rip that I mentioned. It just didn't take it because it just moved a little weird for me. So still about 4K difference in contracts on the buy-sell gap. Are we going to get any pullback? That really was the only pullback there. I was hoping for a pullback to the 9 moving average. I'm a little scared of like a big slam down just because this has just been pushing straight up all the way from about 45.10 all the way up to here at like 17. And there just really hasn't been much sell off at all. So for 8 minutes, we've only had one red candle and really missed a lot of this move. Very miffed about that. I also missed a lot of that, like that whole move right there. So clearly, my reflexes are a little bit slow right now, but it's okay. The high is the flat zone at 2150. That is like the opener. It's also the high, so maybe we can get a pullback to about 1575, 1575. Be nice. Just basically the 9 moving average. But I really missed both of those really large moves. And I'm just worried that I'm going to chase. It's a little frustrating that it won't pull back. About 3K contract difference in buys and sells now. It is pretty frustrating that it will not pull back, dude. Like, just to like 15, like 45. Can we drop like $3, please? Just the endless climb is my least favorite way of trading. Very close to that golden cross on the 1 minute side. I think this is going to come up and test highs. There's a pop through 20. Brief pop through 20, hit 2075, but didn't hit the high of the day. Finally getting some pullback. I really should have just taken this that original pullback there, but just was really shocked that it just kept on going and going with no decline. It just inched up for like 5-6 minutes. It was very kind of shocking. Love to see like a 3 or 4 minute pullback here. I'm gonna check in on Bookmap. Yeah, contract sitting at 1550 and at 21. Range of about $6. Is a little scared for like a big drop down with that many candles of green, and just really shocking. Some of the volume seemingly a little slow right now, or at least the price action. I should say the price action, not necessarily the volume. GTM's at 4.4. We're pulling back some finally. Can't believe I missed both those very large moves. Could get a push up here to 21. Gonna put a standing entry at 19.
Order filled.
In at 19. I'm looking for an exit at 20. Which has about... It would mean that we would need to fill about 750 contracts. It was 1950. TTM's at 4.52. I'm gonna drop my sell order down to 19 and a quarter. It might just rip up, but I don't like that this is starting to get pullback after such a big push. I just kind of want to be in and out of this trade.
Order filled.
There's the exit. Made a tiny micro profit. It could push up to 20. There's 1975. It did push up to 20. If I would have kept it on, I would have made that full 150 and been green on the day. Down about 140 on the day, but very much not bad in terms of, I mean, our first trade did put us down almost $400, so we did come back quite a bit, but timing's been off today. I've been early on like everything. Gratefully, all the other ones have been wins besides that one loss, but so we did push to 45.20. I just needed to be a little bit more patient. Trailing max at 1829. Accuracy on the day is at 66%. Only taking 4 trades, 3 wins, 1 loss. Just the loss was larger than should have been. There's that golden cross there on the 1 minute side. So I think it's really only kind of a matter of time before we break through the highs. You see the gap is closing a little bit between buyers and sellers. Now it's about a 2,200 contract gap. Getting some pullback now. 45.16 looks like a nice entry if it were to pull back to this big red line here. Pull back to that 9 moving average with a little bounce off 1850 up to 1950. Very long flag right there. We just got a 3-minute crossover on the golden cross too. This is really looking like a setup to rip through the highs. About to get a 5-minute cross as well. When does this 5-minute candle close? 3 minutes. I haven't taken very many trades today. A lot less than I normally do. But I'm doing my best with the market that I have, so it's not a bad market today. Check the economic reports for the day. Today, I got a bunch of other countries on here that I don't want to view at the moment. So let's just look at the US. We got basically all the treasury auctions today. We also had total vehicle sales. What happened with this? I didn't get a new article? Weird. Anyway, yeah, we just basically have the treasury auction that comes at 8:30 for the 3 and the 6 month. Not super high importance. All right, finally getting some pullback. Got about 1 minute left in this 5-minute candle. And this looks like a 5-minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 minute setup. But I think it's going to be a 3 min for that rip through the high. About 820 or so. Bounce off 17 might look nice. I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. See a little bit further down. We have a fair amount of contracts sitting at 15.5. And it looks like buyers and sellers about to flip. About, what is that? 13, about 2,300, 2,200 difference there between those two. Oh, we got that new 5-minute candle. You can see the 5-minute flag here. TTM is at 6.9 on 5-minute. But you can see that crossover is really close too. We've got 12, let's see, 12.39 and 13.38. So they're about $1 apart. It's pretty close. I just feel like we're gonna get a test of the highs, if not a rip through them. 1750 was a nice entry there for a 6-ticker. 21 has, it's about 1,400 contracts that we need to flip. But you can see buyers and sellers are getting real close here. $250 and $252. So about $2K difference now. I don't mind this pullback. We may actually pull back to like 1550 where a lot of these contracts are sitting. Some widening in the gap there between buyers and sellers. Not huge, but some. 251 and 254. TTM now is 0.6. I did say 1550, which it did pull back to, and tapped off of that. Two minutes left on the 5-minute candle. We're at 823 on approach for 830. There's a 912 downward cross. About 3K difference in buyer sellers now. Oh, hey, what up, Juan? Didn't know you're here. What's going on? Careful, trend line trying to break there for a potential short. Yeah, sellers have like there's definitely been a seller like more sells than buys on the day. You can see the TTM really kind of dropping down here. I wish I took this full trade, but I kind of reduced my trade, only took a single tick. I did miss a lot of the long move, unfortunately. And I took my first loss of the day was my first trade of the day was a loss. And it was kind of a larger loss right here. I did do a decent job though of managing the risk. I felt unfortunately I just took the trade a little early and then ended up running, and I missed most of the move. Just like right here, I took this trade early before the move, and then I missed this whole move right here. So really missed a lot of the big momentum moves today, which really was a little frustrating. You can see there's a 9/12/26 downward cross there on red on TCM. So we may get this push down. There's that new 5-minute candle we were waiting on. 5-minute TTM's at 6.7. You can see the crossovers near, but still far. About $1 away on that golden cross on the 5. So I do think that at some point in time here in the next hour, we'll get a test of these highs. Like it does very much look as if we're on a long push, but we have to consolidate. A lot of these people that really didn't take profit through this whole push here are going to need to take profit at some point and add some liquidity back to the market. Taking a look at the 10-second chart, we can see we may be on approach for a downward cross, which could push us down all the way to the view app. Let's check in with Bookmap here. We did drop below that 1550 level, which had a fair amount of contracts sitting at it. I'm going to try and zoom out a little bit here. A little too far. There we go. Want to see the view app along with it. This gap is a little large from what I have in the price action, but I wish I could just drag this. It's kind of annoying that I can't, because I can't really see what's down here unless I go like this, but then I have all these massive gaps in the price action. A lot of contracts sitting at 45.10. And there's that gap between buyers and sellers. Came back. It's about 3K now. So that gap that was closing has widened yet again. And here's this the 10-second downward cross. So I'm going to just be patient, wait for my setup. So we got some cool news over the weekend. A local historical society want to use us to preserve their garden flowers. That's awesome. To have gifts for the gift shop. Super cool. And have big orders for Christmas time. Dude, that's sick. That's sick. I love that. I love seeing entrepreneurs succeed. That really does genuinely fill my heart with joy. I'm proud of you guys. I very much am. I'm all the way across the country, but I'm proud of you. Because I know what it takes to actually run a business and make those types of orders happen, make those types of relationships, and good job. Like really, truly. Because that is not it's no easy feat a lot of the time. But if you follow your passion and are passionate about your products and about what it is that you do, I think that there's a lot of opportunity out there. I also love that your business is very much outside the box. It's on its sort of on its own like stands on its own legs, its own what's the word I'm looking for? Its own uniquity, which is not a word, but I believe it should be. Uniqueness is the word, but I think uniquity sounds better. And it just, I don't know why uniquity is not a word. It sounds so much cooler than uniqueness. But that's just my thoughts. I used to say uniquity as a kid, and it was something I was trying to say about describing something that is unique. And I looked it up, found it wasn't a word, and I was like, what? And then I felt bad about myself for a second. I'm like, oh, I've been using this like thing, for a while. But then I was like, nah, dude, that should totally be a word. Uniquity sounds so much cooler than uniqueness. Uniqueness sounds weirdly forced. I don't know. What do you think? Down 142 on the day. Not terrible, but not great either. Obviously, we'd rather be green. But... That's awesome, dude. Niche, yeah. Niche, niche, or niche. I've heard all three, and all three are correct. Here's that pullback to the VWAP I was mentioning. And really it's just a pull towards where the volume is. Because we have volume sitting down here at 45.10. That gap is continuing to widen between buyers and sellers. Now about 4K again. So 831. And it's ended up just selling off. I might walk away with my small loss on the day. Like I said, I got appointments to get to today and whatnot. But yeah, I don't feel horrible about it because I think I did I think I did a good job of managing risks today, but I don't think I took enough risk in terms of the movement, because I definitely missed this whole momentum move and this whole momentum move, both of which I previously called out before they happened. So I guess my hope is that we just stay above VWAP. Might look for a red to yellow on the 1 minute side. What would this pattern be called here? Head and shoulders? A little bit. Shoulder one, big giant head. There's a yellow right there. I don't want to take it just yet. This might be an 845 push. About 10 minutes away. Oops, I'm gonna go to Bookmap. We got contracts sitting at 45.10 and 45.17. Need another cup of tea. Sit and drink penny royal tea and distill the life that's inside of me. 5 points if you can guess what artist sings that. I'll give you a hint. They were very popular in the 90s. It's definitely a ways off. We're holding above VWAP, so I guess that's good. About a 4,200 contract difference between buyers and sellers. There's that yellow on the one, but it's not really performing. We'll drop below VWAP there. And below the 200 moving average. The 200 moving average being above the 1 minute, or being above the VWAP, has really just been somewhat of a damper on this throughout the day. The VWAP needs to move above the 200 moving average really to like make this be solid. It does look decent right there though. I don't think this upward momentum is done. It's just not ready for the breakout. I'm thinking like 8:45, like another 8 minutes or so. 8 to 10 minutes ish. Of course, we could just drop. It is, you know, looking pretty bearish. It's getting closer to some more bear moves. I mainly trade long, and so because that's the case, I'm just taking my time. I did do some shorting last week and with mixed results. And I've taken shorts in the past with positive and mixed results, but a lot of times I end up taking the short like what ends up being the bottom of the move and then just gonna bounce right back up, and I'm like, okay. There's that 45.10 that was holding all those contracts. Little dip below VWAP here. A lot of contracts chilling up top there. Buyer seller gap is about 5,000 contracts. Let's see if we can get back above VWAP. It's not looking good for long. Yeah, this is like forever and a day away. on the 10-second side. So yeah, really looking like just short moves. It's cool. I might just take my small little loss. I think I did a decent job in risk management today. I could have been a little bit more aggressive on my trading today. That's just my thoughts. I might just cap it there, just to take the little L. First day of the new eval. So congratulations, Spawn. That's super cool. I realize my Atomic Habits book is not up there yet, or back up there. I've been walking around reading it, like reading it in different rooms of the house. Some finished it, some not a lot of time, but I'm sure I'll get it finished this month. A lot more weighted on seller side. Like if you really look at this, like at 45.06 here, we're at like 2,800 contracts. But if we go $6 in the other direction, we're at like 3,200 contracts or so. There's more sellers than there are buyers at the moment. The market's very mixed today. Coming up on that 8:45 time frame, and the momentum move may just be a downward move. There's a bit of rejection off of VWAP. Bunch of contracts showing up there at 45.10 again, and those getting eaten up or taken off, one of the two. Next big contract zone is at 45.14 on the upside, and 45.08 on the downside. A lot of just sitting around for me today. Where my short traders at? How'd you do so far? Juan? Couple micro short. Have you done any trading today? I only took like 4 trades. I didn't take very many. Do you been watching Elon Musk crypto? X is the name of the crypto. It's like super cheap, but you can't buy it anywhere. You only buy it on, I think, Uniswap. But a little $20 to like $50 investment seems like a small risk for a Twitter crypto. TCM at 2.8 on the 1 minute side, negative 2.8. Start checking in on this 10-second chart. $10.80 and still like $4 apart. We have low volume or just like very minimal price action. The volume seems okay. Just the price action seems really weak. Volume's not, it's not great. It was better before 8. Negative 2.4 on TTM. Crypto market's about to get nuts with the SEC losing their case against I forget which company it was, but the crypto world, the SEC has been not denying Bitcoin ETFs, and but they did approve Bitcoin futures. And so one of the companies that was trying to launch a Bitcoin ETF came through and said, hey, look, you want to approve this thing that's paid for by cash, but you'll allow this way more risky thing that is that allows people to trade futures and margin on Bitcoin. And the judge ruled in favor of the company that's trying to launch the ETF. And so the SEC has a chance to appeal in order to deny Bitcoin ETFs, but it doesn't look good for the SEC. And so, being as that's the case, we may see a lot of jump in the crypto market, specifically in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin sort of follows the whole market itself, or rather sets the market. The market correlates to Bitcoin. So we may see a lot, like a very large jump in Bitcoin price if the SEC loses their appeal. But they did just happen to lose that case this weekend, and in the coming weekend, there's about 8 more cases that are all just like it, and they're likely to use the same argument as the previous company used, like, hey, the SEC approved this much more risky thing of Bitcoin futures trading with margin, but they want to approve a Bitcoin ETF with trading with cash. And so they're likely going to use that same argument against the SEC, because a lot more companies are jumping on the train of suing the SEC in regards to this. So we may see a lot of volatility in the crypto market here very shortly. Nice big push there off of 950 all the way up to 1250 area, back above the VWAP. And we may see a push up to 15 or so. Take a look at this buyer-seller thing. Still about 4,000 difference. So not looking great in that regards. But coming up on a cyan switch on TTM. All the crossovers are in the bad direction, though. So I don't really want to take this long yet. May look at this on the 10-second side for a little bit more validation and confirmation of this trade. Or at least shorter term validation and confirmation. That was a big jump from 950 up to 1250. So a nice 12 tick move there. I'd like to get an opportunity to get green, but I'm not going to push if the setup isn't quite there yet. Right now, my setup is about 250 away. but it's looking good on the 1 minute side. About $9 away from the open and the high. That was kind of a surprising jump right there. We measured about 845 and it went a little past it. So we may move into like the 9 o'clock range. I'm looking at 14 and 1550. $200 here is at 1350, and the 50 is near 1150, so about $2 difference. So this is still a few minutes away, but I think we're gonna get a couple of pushes before then. I'm gonna check this 1 minute side, which is at 0.3. I may trade the 1 minute over the 10 second. If we get that cyan switch, that is. Because the 9, 12, 26 crossover has been a very reliable move today. 35 is below 50. We're up here at 1250. And we did pull back to the VWAP, at least in terms of, at least on bookmap side. 0.2 on TTM. I'm waiting for the move, but man, I'm worried I'm gonna miss it. There's a cyan switch there. And check in on this 10-second side. $11.60 and $13.23. Let's see, $13.19 minus $11.60. About $1.59 away. $15.16. $1.50. $14's likely going to be the number to beat. And I don't think it's going to be too difficult to beat. 284 and 288. Still about a 4K difference. Check that 1 minute side. TTM's at 0.6. There's a 9 crossover there, but not. So we have the 912, but not the 1226. This move is not dead, but it's not alive yet either. I'm gonna stay on this 10 second. I think we're gonna get this golden cross first. So I'll look for a red yellow right here if we don't just drop down. If we drop down, then the move might die, but only got about 5 minutes left in this stream here, so hopefully we can go for. Hopefully we can grab this move and then shut her down afterwards, but. See contracts forming there at 11:25. Jump back over here. $12.81 and $11.50 is about a $1.30 difference now. $12.27, about $1.30. Let's see, $12.74 minus $11.47. $12.27 now. See what happens. Get through 11:25. 122 now. Can't really tell because the view app's covering up the 50. We'll just say 1250 and the view app price for the $1.29. Because the 200 moving average below the view app anyway is going to look stronger. We could just get this downward cross and just dump. There's definitely a case for that. I think there's a case for both long and short right now. So, we'll see what happens. The stream is going to end in about 3 minutes. So I'll keep this on here for another minute or so. I see 1125 has a lot of contracts sitting there, about 300 contracts sitting there at 1125, which is right on VWAP. So we may see these fill and rip up, or that might be our short zone, like short off VWAP. But I see this 200 moving average declining, and I don't see the rest declining. So VWAP did decline a little bit. I'm 97 cents away. Yeah, I'm looking at a 9 o'clock push then. Maybe 9:03, something like that. Almost there, almost ready for the move. 9 is on approach above the 200. This on the 10-second side. I'm gonna check this 1 minute chart and just see what's going on with that TTM. TTM is still stacking. It's now at 1.0, and the 9/12/26 crossover did happen of running into resistance to the 50 moving average, and you can see the decline on the TTM. So that's why I'm waiting for that move on the 10-second chart to play. It could just fail. It may not happen, but it looks like it's going to. We got 1196 minus 1121, 75 cents difference to get below the VWAP on the 200 moving average. And there's a little dump down. 1188. Whoops. Now 67 cents difference. So I'm gonna probably have to cut the stream right there because it's gonna shut off anyway in about 10 seconds. Y'all are trying to earn money in the futures market. Check out the links in the description. Coupon codes available for you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.